Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. I'm a school psychology intern this year, and I just wanted to film a life update video to kind of let you guys know what I've been up to and what I will be starting soon. And also, I will be making macarons in the process. Wish me luck because they are so finicky. I have tried, I think, 13 times and I've succeeded once. So today we'll be making Swiss macarons. I usually make French macarons, but every time I've made them, I've failed, and so we'll make it the Swiss method, and that's supposed to make it a little bit more stable. I guess a meringue is a little more stable, and so it's easier to make. We'll get started. I guess I'll gather my ingredients. So here are the things you need. 95 grams of egg whites, around 3 large eggs, 65 grams of almond flour. I have this little leftover bag and then an extra one if I run out. 200 grams of powdered sugar, 25 grams of granulated sugar, like regular sugar. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what flavor we're making today. So today we'll be making Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored macarons. I've been trying to make this for weeks and I just didn't have the time to. I guess that's just an excuse. I was unmotivated, but today we're going to attempt to make it. And so we need 45 grams of finely crushed Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and that's just for the shell. And so the batter for a macaron is really, really simple ingredient-wise. It's all in the technique. There's so many ways you can mess up while making it, like in the macaronage process. So we'll get started. The first thing I do is usually measure out the almond flour and the powdered sugar. And then I either sift it or I use a food processor to make it really, really fine. And that's really important to make those smooth macaron shells. And I hope we succeed because I'm talking like I know what I'm doing. Like I sound so confident, but I've failed so many times. And today we'll be using the food processor because I don't have the patience to sit there and use a sifter. I think my sifter is like super fine or something. It takes forever for my super fine almond flour to get sifted. Also for macarons, it's really important that you have exact measurements. I have my handy dandy food scale. I don't know how I lived without one before. I just ordered it from Amazon. It was like $5 or $10. It's been super helpful in the kitchen, like cooking and baking, especially baking. So we'll be using this today to measure everything out. Also, don't forget to add the Cinnamon Toast Crunch to the food processor or find a way to make it really, really fine because that's gonna be part of the macaron batter. Here is my egg white mixture and some granulated sugar, and what makes it the Swiss method is melting the sugar in like it's kind of like a double boiler. Like you don't want to cook the egg, but basically I'm gonna put this whole thing in a pot of water and use the heat, like the steam from the water, to melt the sugar, and I'm gonna stir it. Let me bring you guys in. Let's see. I'm gonna do this for around 5 minutes. So the egg mixture got heated up, and when I felt it with my finger, I didn't feel any sugar granules, which means it's ready to be whisked. And we're just going to use this stand mixer to whisk it to stiff peaks. And that takes around like 10-ish minutes. It's really, really important to keep your eyes on it because you don't want to over whisk it, but you also want to make sure you have stiff peaks. So we're going to get that started, and my battery is about to die, so let me go and get a new battery, and we'll get started with talking about my life updates. Okay, I hope that's not too loud. That's just my stand mixer going. But I wanted to share with you guys what's going on with my life. It is July. It's like the end of July. I really can't believe it's already August. And I feel like I've been saying that statement, like, I can't believe it's already, and then say the next month. I've been doing that since like April. Every single month, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it flew by. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I think it's because we're just stuck at home, quarantine, and we feel like the time is going by so slow, but it's actually flying by. It's kind of scary. So 2 weeks ago, I actually got a puppy with my husband, and we've been wanting a puppy for a long time, but I don't know, I guess we didn't really need the added responsibility. We also had a dog before, and My in-laws actually took her because they really wanted to spend time with her, and so we've been dogless, and we found a puppy that was really cute. We wanted to take care of her, give her a good life, and make her our baby. And so we got a mini Aussie Doodle. I'll insert some clips here. She's so cute. We love her. She's a lot of work because she's really young. My husband's been waking up at like 3 or 4 a.m. every day, walking her and like feeding her really early. She's a handful, but yeah, it's been really fulfilling, and it's been really, really good. And we also, my county started training and doing orientation for new psychologists, and all the interns kind of get lumped in with the new psychologists. It's been really, really great doing training. It's kind of overwhelming. It's pretty intensive. We start at like 8:30 or 9 every day. Because of COVID, it's virtual, and so they have like a portal that we go to, and sometimes we have to turn our camera on. So starting today, I kind of made sure it looked decent. Like a little bit of makeup, fix my hair, wear something decent. But it's been good. Like today we did a training on MTSS and another one on crisis management. It's a lot of information, but I know like this is just an outline and guidelines, but I'll really start to like get it and implement it during internship. And so I don't know, I'm like really excited to get started. There's also like trainings on just doing things virtually, and that's something really new for everyone. And so I think we're all just taking it in and processing it together, and you know, taking a deep breath, like it's going to be okay. But those are a couple life updates. So I basically started internship. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I think we already had a problem. I think I over whisked it, and I literally just talked about this. Does that look okay? Maybe it'll be okay. It looks a little dry. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we just roll with it? Oh, that looks pretty stiff. Oh, crap. Okay, let's roll with it. We'll see what happens. At this step, at this point, preparation is key here. I have my piping bag. You can use a Ziploc bag or like a disposable one. I have this cup to fill my piping bag. Telling you, I try to pick this up as like a quarantine hobby. And one, it was kind of pricey because almond flour is kind of expensive. And two, I kept failing, and so I was really discouraged. We may fail again, but it's okay. So I have my dry mixture right over here. This is the almond flour, the powdered sugar, and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, all finely ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate this into the egg mixture, the meringue, and we have to fold it in. So you can't mix it or else it ruins the batter. And that's called the macaronage process. I'm telling you, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. Here we go. And a little bit. Okay, while I do this, I can talk. For my fall semester at George Mason, we do have an internship class, and we'll be meeting virtually, which in the beginning I wanted to meet in person, but I think just to be safe, it makes sense to meet virtually, especially if like some of us are going into schools and then you know, we become like carriers, or just the less people we come into contact with, the better. Another third. It smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's pretty good. I mean, we'll see how it ends up. So there's a lot of training. Oh, right. I'm taking my Praxis next week. Or this next, yeah, I have like basically 1 week until I take it. So I actually should be studying. I took a practice test and I didn't do super well, but I think I did well enough to pass, and that was a practice, so I definitely don't want to rely on that, but I'll be reviewing and taking another practice test this week, and hopefully that's enough. It's a lot of like questions on like history and court cases. We're almost done.
incorporated most of the batter, so we just have to fold it in, make it a little bit more like loose and viscous. It's gonna, oh crap, spilling batter everywhere. Hi, I'm sweating. Okay, here we go. The piping process. So I have this silpat mat. I flipped my tray over so that it can get better ventilation. I didn't turn on my oven yet because I want it to dry for a little bit. But here we go. All right, last one. All right. Okay, so the next step is to tap these and get rid of all the air bubbles. So I'm waiting for my macarons to dry. It usually takes around 20 minutes, and then I pop them into the oven around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So while I'm waiting, I will talk a little bit more. So basically, you know, I started internship, got a puppy, and I'm taking my Praxis. And I would love to, if you guys are interested, make a video about the Praxis, how I studied, if I pass, and also share my internship experience with you. I think it'll be really interesting, especially doing everything virtually, because my county decided to do 100% virtual, like distance learning for at least the first few months of school. And I think it's better if they're deciding to go virtual later anyways, or if there's a chance that they will, to kind of prepare for it right now while school's not in session, if that makes sense. I honestly don't know what's going on with testing yet, and I think they're still trying to figure it out, but I'm like super like thankful for even having this internship, this amazing opportunity. And my district recognizes that school psychologists are mental health supporters and what is it called? Mental health clinicians, people who support mental health. Like we're not just testing machines. There's so many other aspects of our job and things that we can do. And I think while it does increase our stress levels, because of course it puts a lot more on our plate, it's also why a lot of us come into this field. Like we want to provide counseling, we want to do crisis management and prevention, systems level work. It's not just all about testing. And of course, testing is a huge part of our job. It's important. We want to support students in that area as well. There's more to being a school psychologist than just special education eligibility. So I really appreciate my county's stance on that and all the resources they provide in that regard. So I think when you do interviews, either for school psychology positions or internship or even practicum, if you have to seek your own practicum, okay, maybe for practicum, you just need whatever you can get. But if you have a choice, it's really good to interview around. Like, of course, they're interviewing you, but you're also interviewing them, making sure it's a good fit for you. And so I really like the mental health aspect of my position in my county. I definitely need more experience, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. Shall we check on the macarons? Okay, pop some last minute bubbles, so it's a little bumpy over there, but it'll be okay, right? Let's see if a crust has formed. Oh, okay, it's starting to get pretty hard. Kind of excited. I hope these taste good. All right, here we go. I put it in at 290 for 25 minutes, and we'll see if they have feet, and we'll see if they rise. All right, here are my shells. They look terrible. Terrible. Oh my gosh. They're like super lumpy, and maybe it's because I did overbeat the egg white. I mean, they're still shiny, but maybe it's like hollow inside. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to wait for them to cool down and then we can take it off. I guess in the meantime, I'll make a cinnamon toast buttercream that'll go in between these shells. Dang it. I'm a failure. How can I make this 14 times and fail? Okay, so I'm going to make some buttercream. That's just going to be some butter, powdered sugar, and I'm debating if I should put cinnamon in it or put some cinnamon toast crunch. So I can either make it like a cinnamon sugar buttercream or I can make it a cinnamon toast crunch buttercream. The only thing with that is I'm going to have to like make it fine again. So do I just like use a rolling pin because I'm too lazy to wash my food processor again? Or I could use my bullet, like the blender thing. Or I could just make a cinnamon sugar buttercream, which is what I'm going to do because I'm too lazy. And I hate doing the dishes, but I just did all the dishes. Like every time I bake, it's like a war zone in my kitchen. And so it's just a lot of like baking and then cleaning and then cleaning and then cleaning. And I know in my last video I said cleaning is like a form of like de-stressing for me, but it's also sometimes very stressful. Like I defrosted my butter a bit so it's easier for it to whip up. So let's do that and let's put these together. Okay, so they cooled down and I took them off the mat and miraculously they came off. They're a little bumpy on top, but honestly they taste really good and I'm still really happy with how they turned out. Despite like the tops being a little bumpy, they're still shiny. There's still some feet and the feet kind of spread out a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. The feet kind of exploded outwards, but it's not too bad. Still looks pretty good. Oh gosh, I'm not very good at this either. And there we go. Cinnamon Toast Crunch macaron. I'm gonna put it in here and they say it actually tastes better if you leave it in the fridge for the filling and the cookie to kind of marinate together for like a day or so. All right, here's my finished macaron. That's actually a lot of buttercream. I don't know why I put that much. Hopefully it's not too sweet, but here we go. Taste test. It's chewy, a hint of cinnamon flavor, and then in the cookie, tastes like cinnamon toast crunch. Or if you like horchata, the Mexican cinnamon rice milk, kind of tastes like that. It's really good. Oh my god, I couldn't have time to sit. Alright guys, well, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below about grad school, school psychology, internship, macarons, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!